Regulators, mount up. We're coming.
Hey, what is going on, Vikings fans? Guess who's back? Back again. So it's me. On to the next one. Am I right, ladies and gentlemen? We got our asses handed to us last game, so let's try to forget about that. Remember what we did wrong, but forget about that. Hey, what's that you say? Our quarterback's injured? We're gonna forget about that too. We're gonna rock with Carson Wentz, and Carson Wentz we trust, ladies and gentlemen, and we're gonna go beat the Bengals.
I will rock your body with big nasty hooks.
Some good news though, this is going to be another home game, so hopefully we can have that crowd as another member of our team and really get into the head of the Bengals backup quarterback and cause some issues. No, from what I heard about him though, he's a really good player. People are saying he's like the best backup in the whole league, which I don't know, that's like a weird flex, but I'll take it seriously. So we're going to take them seriously as well, guys. Joe Burrow is hurt, but still a good team. The Bengals still need to look way better than we did last week, ladies and gents. So, looks like on the webs, it is saying that we will have Andrew Van Ginkel back for this Game 3. Thank God. So we will have him back. So yeah, Blake Cashman's still going to be out with his hamstring injury. He is expected to be out for at least the next 4 games. So that's going to be a huge loss. So yes, guys, no JJ McCarthy. That sucks. He hurt his ankle. High ankle sprain, I believe is what they're calling it. But also no Joe Burrow. So hopefully that evens it out a little bit. And we can still have a productive game against this Bengals team, even though we got a whole bunch of guys out. Our offensive line needs some help. Sure would be sick to have Christian Darrisaw back in there. Yeah, I don't know even what to say about it. Last game was a mess, so let's do better this week. Let's get back in that win column. Now, one thing that we need, that we did not get on Sunday night, guys, we need our key players to step up, okay? We need them to step up. Hawk, if you get thrown the ball, don't drop it, okay? Not the prettiest passes or even the prettiest opportunities that we got from JJ Sunday night, but the ones that we did get, a lot of them we did not take advantage of. You saw that huge pass down the middle of the field to Justin Jefferson. We need more stuff like that. I mean, if our guys are running their routes correctly, I feel like a veteran guy like Carson Wentz can really put it where it needs to be, and hopefully we can get some productivity, guys. Get some things going, you know. Put some points on the damn board. Get some touchdowns. I'm sick of all this field goal BS. All right, let's play football like we know how to play football. Anyways, guys, let's go for an unbiased preview here. So some key storylines, guys. You know, like I just said, JJ McCarthy is out with a high ankle sprain. Carson Wentz is expected to start in his place. Running back Aaron Jones is questionable with a hamstring, so he's also probably going to be out. Some concerns on the offensive line. Christian Darrisaw and others are dealing with injuries. That's definitely a sore point, guys, and that is a big deal. For the Bengals side of things, guys, Joe Burrow is also going to be out with a toe injury. Looks like he's got turf toe and will be sidelined for weeks. Jake Browning is their backup, and he will get the start. He showed flashes in recent games, guys. Some good, some rough, but he has, he's had to deal with some turnovers. That being said, the Vikings need to look out for that. Our secondary is not our strongest point. Our corners, not our strongest players, but we need those boys to step up and get some turnovers, okay? Jake Browning, I mean, he's better than most backup quarterbacks. We need to take advantage of everything that we can, and we need to get that ball. I mean, Eric Wilson, you saw the punch out last week. That was sweet. We need more plays like that. We need some interceptions, okay? We need some interceptions. That is an area that we've been lacking in. So some depth concerns at QB and receivers for the Bengals, but overall a fairly solid skill group. Jamar Chase, obviously, right? And T. Higgins, he also remains a weapon. So some strengths and weaknesses, guys. The Vikings, we got a strong defense, especially with pressure, red zone defense, and ability to generate turnovers. We also have a solid running game when our running backs are healthy. Like I said, no Aaron Jones. Hopefully we get a Zay Scott back and we run him with Jordan Mason. I think that could be a very effective duo as well. We also got the home field advantage, guys. Some weaknesses on the Vikings side, we got the uncertainty at quarterback. We had it before with McCarthy, but now with him out, We need to see what Carson Wentz looks like in the Lord's year of 2025. We've got vulnerability in the offense, especially in the offensive line, and, at the risk of being one-dimensional if passing game is limited. So our injuries, along with our offensive line and skill positions, could hamper our offense. Some strengths for the Bengals side of things: excellent receiving core, good offensive design, experienced coaching. Browning has had some productive games when he stepped in. Their offense can definitely stretch the field. Some of their weaknesses, obviously, the QB's inexperience under pressure. We've seen it in flashes, and their reliance on backups, I think, is definitely going to make a difference. They might have a potential drop in effectiveness without Joe Burrow, and their injuries and inconsistency at times. Also, their defense has allowed big plays when the coverage breaks down, similar to what we got going on. So hopefully we can take advantage of that. And if we want to win, guys, we need to take advantage of those things. If they're getting unnecessary calls, we need to capitalize on that and use these things to our advantage, unlike we have in the past 2 games. So here's some things to look out for, guys. The backup QB performance on both sides. It's going to be pretty interesting to watch, to say the least. How Wentz versus Browning, how they handle pressure, what their accuracy looks like, their decision making. Turnovers will be huge. Like I just said, guys, so we need to capitalize on these things. Our offensive line play on both sides, we've kind of got similar issues in that area as well. They're not protecting Joe Burrow, and we did not protect J.J. McCarthy, both guys going down with an injury. And I think both offensive lines are definitely to blame. So we'll see how the lines protect their backups. Our side Wentz, their side Browning. So I feel like on both sides, too, whoever can get their run game going will probably hold the advantage of this game. So we will see. On the defensive side of things, guys, the pass rush and the pressure, if Minnesota can generate consistent pressure, if they can force mistakes and capitalize on those like we talked about earlier, we can get some things going. Conversely, the Bengals pass rush can disrupt things as well. So the same thing can be said for those guys. So some playmakers that I expect to be stepping up, guys, the wide receivers. Obviously, it's going to be Jefferson versus Jamar Chase. Revenge game, if you will. So if we can get our guys going, I think that'll make a huge difference. But it's Jamar Chase, guys, so he's definitely going to do some stuff and some things. The tight ends, like I said, if Hawk gets some sticky hands and stops dropping passes, we will be in a good spot. Same can be said for them if they get their tight ends going. On both sides, special teams and field position are going to make a huge difference, guys. That is something that we need to pay attention to. We've seen some really good play from our special teams. Shout out Eric Wilson. We need some more productivity. We need to get going, and we need to get some points out of it as well. In a close game with the backup quarterbacks on both sides, these often matter more than usual. So the betting, the odds, the trends, that kind of thing. The early odds favored the Vikings slightly, but with both starters out, things are less certain. People aren't sure what the heck's going on, myself included. Some outlets lean towards the Vikings given their defensive edge, home field, and more stable coaching situation. It doesn't seem like there's a big majority going on. The total points, or the over/under, is somewhat contested. So given both quarterbacks, our backups and potential offensive limitations, some expect a lower scoring game. So we'll have to see how it shakes out. I don't know. This one isn't going to be too exciting in the books. So my prediction, guys, given everything, the Vikings likely have a slight edge due to their defense and more predictable game plan with Wentz. The more experience, the more familiarity with the offense, that kind of thing. But the Bengals have game-breaking receivers, and they could steal a win if Browning plays effectively and avoids turnovers. I lean Vikings winning a close game, maybe something like Vikings 23, Bengals 17. And that's like a really generous estimate. It could be a really low-scoring game. We'll see. Could be a lot of field goals type deal, kind of boring game. I hope not. Hopefully we can get some stuff going. So my final thoughts on this, guys, what matters most is going to be the backup quarterback situation. Both teams starting their backups. This is not something that you see very often. Going to be kind of exciting to see. Like I just said, just because you don't see it very often. So it's going to be who plays better, I think, is going to decide which team takes it. And Carson Wentz having the more experience, I really kind of hope that we'll take this one home, guys. But lots of uncertainty in the Vikings' future. Hopefully we can get our team healthy. and we do it soon. So, you know, the intangibles also as well, guys. Coaching and discipline. Slight edge to Minnesota. KOC has a better record in tight, weird games. You see it in his track record for sure. We also got the home field advantage. It's a big deal. US Bank Stadium can get very loud, especially with the defense that feeds off energy. We need to get some big plays from our defense and special teams. I mean, no ifs, ands, or buts. We need it. Turnovers and field position are going to be huge, so that could definitely decide this game. Neither team has a quarterback to overcome multiple mistakes, so we need it where it counts for sure. The risk factor, guys, in my opinion, this is a high variance game. If either quarterback melts down, the other team can run away with it. But if they both play, the game manager football, it'll be tight. It'll be a good game. And we'll see what these guys are made out of. You know, Carson Wentz still. I think he's still got it. I don't think he's had this kind of situation around him in a while. So I think, I hope he balls out. The bottom line, guys, the safer pick is the Vikings due to the defensive edge and the quarterback experience and the home field advantage. The most likely scenario, guys, ugly but efficient win from Minnesota. Like I said, my score prediction will go Vikings 23, Bengals 17. But let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Do you think this is too much stuff for us to overcome? Or do you think that we will rally and start getting some wins in the column for the Minnesota Fighting Vikings? You guys need to sound off. It is always so cool to interact with the greatest fan base in all of NFL football. So that's all I got for today, guys. Thank you so much for watching the SKOL Patrol. I have been Dev. Hello from Minnesota. And it looks like we'll just have to see you in the next one.